real talk. I met somebody recently that got beat up by the super viral "Mama, I love you, P.O.P. hold it down."
P.O.P. hold it down, Mama,
I said, wait, what?
That person, that girl beat somebody up? Like in real life?
Yes.
I'm legally blind.
I said, wait, what? They was like, you know the P.O.P. Mama hold it down. Like, of course.
The girl though, right? They got beat up. Okay. Salute to the girl for taking her ass whip. I can imagine she got her ass whipped.
It was a wild story, but the story ain't my business. But it was just funny. I was like, wait, you got beat up by the? You're like, yeah.
It's believable.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Very, very believable, man.
Apparently, this was before she was blind, but
P.O.P. hold it down, Mama, I love you.
I was trying to tell you about my movie, and you rudely cut me off telling me about some other weak ass movie that you went to go see.
Actually, I didn't go see any movie. I don't know what you're speaking about. Tell me about your movie.
I went to go see. I didn't go see it.
What's wrong with this Negro in the corner? This Negro in the corner will ruin a wet dream. I swear to God. Oh, she irks my spirit.
Shout out to E4O. That's crazy. I don't even know. I was trying to tell you about 12 Angry Men.
Movie from 12 Angry People.
12 Angry Men, man. It's old movies, black and white, 1957. But I think you would like it. I know you don't be liking
white people in screen.
Right.
I can't remember the last time I watched a white TV show, white movie. I refuse.
Yeah, I don't know. But 12 Angry Men, I think you would like it. It's about a jury on a murder trial. Mandatory death sentence. And as soon as they come in the jury room, 11 of them like, hang his dumb ass, this shit over with. He definitely murdered his daddy, right? And well, one dude like, I don't even want to talk about it. Y'all finna send Shorty right to the chair? He like, yeah, he like 18. He like, yeah, chair him up. He murdered his daddy, it's over with. One nigga like, man, I gotta take it to the Yankees game. Hurry this shit up. I don't give a fuck what y'all do with the nigga.
Do.
Guilty. Whatever. Mm-hmm. But over the course of the movie, the one dude who's like, nah, starts like attacking the evidence and breaking the shit down. It's just a really good movie. In my opinion, it's one of my favorite movies. And the entire movie happens in one set. It's only in the jury room. Like, after like the first couple minutes.
You got to be invested in all the dialogue.
It's a movie you have to pay attention to. It's not a movie you can be like, oh, I'm kind of
watching. White people talking, I'm straight.
That's a good movie. You would like it because it's a one dude against a room full of other dudes.
Man after my own heart type of deal?
Huh?
Man after my own heart type of deal?
Yeah. You would love that. Like, what?
Me against y'all? Fuck it.
They all said this and he said that. My favorite movie. Why isn't it called the 2-hour minute drill?
Fuck you. You're cool.
You're cool. Nah, it's good though. Anybody seen him?
What's that?
Anyone? Bueller.
Bueller. Yeah, I ain't hit. What is that?
A movie, apparently. I actually just found out about it.
Word.
Yeah.
We should go check it out.
Indeed, man.
Fuck it though.
Let's do it. What else is going on, man, in the world today?
First of all, you're Herb Howard.
Right.
Me, I'm Tucson Werner.
Yes.
Okay. Did I jump the gun?
No, it's great.
Okay, cool.
We got to tell them thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here.
I keep telling you, that's not the camera.
That's not the camera. That's the camera. After how many years? I just first time I even noticed that camera. Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
Oh, my God. We were trying to.
We tried. Mama, your Jesus.
What's happening, good people? Welcome to this episode of Herb Tou. As he said, I'm Herb Howard. He is Tucson Werner. Got a good show ahead for y'all. We're going to have a bit of a throwback, man. It's been a while since we had like a Relationship Friday kind of conversation. So we're going to get that in and, share some perspectives and perhaps some experiences. And y'all feel free to join along, man. Anything you want to add to the conversation, feel free to do so in the comments. All we ask that you share, like, make sure you subscribe, set the alert so you get reminded every time new content drops on the page. And, share it with at least one person that you think will add value to it or at least find some value in it. If you're new here, again, this is Herb Tou. It is intellectual Thuggery at its absolute finest. So don't get caught up on the first curse word or vulgar thought you hear. Stay a little longer, dig a little deeper, as Shorty told P, and we will get to it.
It's gonna be one of them days.
I'm telling you, I'm good at this. I'm really good at this. All right.
Stay a little longer, dig a little deeper. You'll get there eventually. Take that.
This is nothing. This is Sparta. So what's happening, good brother? I like that watch, man.
Man, I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nothing, man. You know, you said I'm the fun police, G, and there's so much serious shit going on in the world, but I just need a break from it. And it ain't about the shit that's going on in the world. I just need a break from my real life.
You want a little shot?
Nope, I got a break. I'm cool.
Right, if we going there, let's just go there. You know what I mean?
I'm good.
Let's just get to it.
No, I'm fine. But we can talk shit. I'm cool with that. That's a good enough break for me.
All right. Well, since we are podcasters, God forgive us. Since we are podcasters, let's start with Don't Call Me White Girl.
Yeah, you more creative than that. We gotta stop calling ourselves podcasters. I don't even like the lane anymore.
I know.
Right?
I said God forgive us, but it is what it is.
It's such a bad taste in your mouth when you hit a word these days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even like, you know, our tagline is intellectual thuggery. Like, we tried to come to the conversation with some level of smarts.
Right.
The rest of these niggas just got mics and camera phones. I don't like it.
Yeah, because they know the audience they're speaking to.
They be winning.
That's why we have the official dirtbags and a few others, because intelligence is at a premium and it's not many people even seeking it or desiring it. But I do love the community that we build. I think it's very valuable. I think it's very important. But we also like to have fun. So, you know,
and I engaged in the bullshit, right? I'm a huge fan of Tubi. I like Joe Budden. It is what it is. I get it, right? People like to do hood rat shit with their friends, right? But every now and then you need a break. But under that act of intellect in the podcast space, last week, this week, one of the I don't know how they recording schedule works. Yeah. But Joe Budden's podcast, and I'm a fan, right? Even though I know it's mundane sometimes.
Yeah. Your favorite rapper?
One of them, he can really rap. You know what I mean? Legitimately, he can really rap. But they brought on a new cast member this week, and they brought on Mona. I don't know her last name, but she's gotten fame from Don't Call Me White Girl podcast.
Don't Call Me White Girl.
She has a bunch of viral clips. One of the main ones is like hair on frontal, hand on hip. You know, I don't know it verbatim, but it went, you know, international. Okay. Yeah, right.
Oh, why you being weird to me?
Yeah, why you being weird?
Oh, I didn't know she came up with that.
Yeah, that's her. That's her joint.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Right. She also was on Gilly and Wallow early on.
Yeah. No, I like her. I think. First of all, I think she's funny. I respect her sense of humor, but I also think she's smart. I think she's engaging. So she's willing to make fun of herself as much as other people. I like what she brings to
interesting, right? Like, she is funny
space.
and she is smart, but I think she has a kind of hood or ghetto kind of brand.
Definitely does.
People kind of misjudge her intellect. Mm-hmm. She's very bright and she's engaged in a bunch of shit.
Intellectual thuggery. It sounds like she would fit here.
She definitely would.
Shorty, hit us up.
Which is why it even intrigued me watching her engage on the Joe Budden podcast, right?
Wow.
And be clear, I don't know what the situation is, what the setup is. Traditionally, the woman in the seat is Melissa Ford, right. Beautiful ex-model, but she doesn't engage in the way that Don't Call Me White Girl engages, right? So Melissa Ford is a little more dainty, a little more respectable, not going to overstep. Don't Call Me White Girl ain't got none of them rules.
She outside.
Yeah. Right?
And she don't give a fuck if you see her outside.
Right. And she was engaging the guys, and I loved it, right? Because she forced their hand to either say their truth or shut the fuck up, right? And I thought that was very valuable because, one, we got to be clear what Joe Budden's is. Though it's a podcast, it's the podcast in the black space.
It is, it's a thought leader in the black space.
It's the thought leader, I don't know, but it makes all the money, right? It makes the bulk of the bread, it gets the most attention.
I'm not saying it should be. I'm not saying the thoughts are of the highest level. But it absolutely impacts culture and dictates even culture in the black community.
Agreed 100%. Agreed 100%. So, you know, they get away with a lot of shit on their perspectives. They get away with a lot of shit in regards to how they engage. And it's a masculine kind of tone to it, right? Yeah. But I think the energy of a woman always works in that room, specifically when the woman asserts herself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just to have that balance and those differences in perspectives is dope. But this, for me, this exceeds just being female or woman. This is about confidence, and this is about intellect.
Right. Before you move on into like cross genders or cross species or whatever, I think that a woman's authentic presence, her mere presence, alters the energy in the room.
Oh, always.
Right. So if, like you said, if she's willing to take up space, right now, if she's just trying to assimilate into the fate, like blend in, and offer some shit here or there, then maybe not as much. But if she's willing to be her authentic self, speak her truth, and take up space, it changes it immediately. To me, you and P joke. We don't even be fucking joking. We act differently when fucking Erica's in this fucking room. You know what I'm saying? Just because little shit, big shit, whatever. And you know, we make fun of it and momager and all this, but when a woman shows up in a space authentically and wholly, it just alters the energy.
Yeah, you align to the energy, right?
Yeah.
So contextually, like, I'm not gonna even dig into the topics, but there were certain topics that, if you're a fan of the show will broach these topics all the time. But they so fucking surface level, and then they skip past it. So it's almost like a strategy, right? It's like, we addressed it,
we talked about it,
but we ain't
take no hard stance.
No, right? It's no hard stance on it. You know what I mean? And it was a political topic that they broached, and Mona wasn't going. She was like, I feel like it should be. You know, she had a real perspective on it, and you could see them backing up, like, all right, man, shut the fuck up before they cut us off. You know, that type of energy. Now, what was interesting about that is the next topic that they transitioned to was a Chris Brown conversation about engaging in colorism or whatever with some of the women he's dealing with, been some kind of backlash or whatever. Only reason that was so interesting to me is because it's a topic that didn't really deserve the airtime, in my opinion. But the deep dive that they took to have that conversation when they just left the conversation, that had real brevity, and they had opinions. It's Mark Lamont motherfucking Hill on there. You ain't no dummy.
Yeah.
Right? And Mark does shit, but also Mark is a lot more polished than Mona. You know what I mean? So Mark knows how to get to that point, not offend nobody, keep it pushing. Mona kind of is going to belabor the point.
I'm not here
you got to hear me.
I'm not here for your feelings.
I'm not here for your feelings, right? Well, the rest of the castmates is just like, yeah, well, that's Mark's role. Or we ain't fucking with it and we move on. But then when they had this deep dive around, it was almost like they had to make up shit to have a deep dive around this Chris Brown conversation. Yeah. While the real conversation had real brevity, they ran from, right?
Yeah.
And even in just context, you just brought it up again, like when E's in the room, it changes the tone, but it also adds context, right? 100%. So in a way, like I'm hearing this, and I watched the show, right? So I've seen Melissa there. Never had this feeling watching Melissa, right? Because like you said, she doesn't take up space, right? Gave me some appreciation for E, because E be wrong about everything, but she got an opinion.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
What I'm saying? She be wrong as fuck.
But she coming with it, though.
With the opinion.
And she loud and wrong.
Loud and wrong. But I fuck with that. You know what I mean? I fuck with the fact that she believes that wrong shit. You know what I'm saying? I said I'm wrong. Now I'm standing on it. I don't know shit. Nah. But no, I really did fuck with it, man. And we was having this kind of conversation off air or whatever, and it brought up some other conversations, like how those energies merge or how they detract from each other, right? And in context, it was, relational conversations, because in a lot of ways, how that room plays might be a real display of how power dynamics work in a relationship too, right? When Melissa's there, she's docile and they running rampant. They in total control. But then that dominant woman comes in with a just an idea. Dominance an idea. That's it. I got a voice.
To use your term,
niggas is shook.
To use your term, I want to shoot Melissa Ford a little bell, because she is smart.
I'm not saying she's not.
I didn't tell you did. I'm saying that to say that in me understanding that she is smart, like watching her own podcast, she's very intelligent in the conversations that she wants to have and she's capable of having. She might feel like this shit is elementary and I don't want to engage in that goofy shit.
Surely, but it's the difference between you and I as well, right? Both of us are smart, but how you articulate certain things is very different than how just the energy that I'm going to articulate certain shit. And we talk about this all the time, right? Because of the way you approach shit and broach shit, people are much smoother to engage you. Because of the way I approach shit and broach shit, whether they agree or disagree, they just shocked. It's like, wait a fucking minute.
Right. So, but it does cut through the bullshit.
Right. And all I'm saying is how Mona approached it. Because I don't think Melissa's done by no stretch of the imagination. She's probably the smartest person in the room. Or at least second to Mark, if anything. Right? But again, the position that she takes is one of demureness, of docileness, of, well, y'all got it. Mom was like, no, y'all don't got it, nigga. I got it.
I got it.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And because you scared to go this way, so I'm gonna go this way.
So how does that play out then in your relationship dynamics? What does that look like across?
Well, E had one of her wrong ass opinions. You want to speak to that wrong ass opinion, E, or because I'm open? You know what I mean? We can hear it again.
Well, you tell me.
She ain't got no goddamn mic. Look at this wrong ass shit. Anyway,
You tell me what I'm wrong about before I even give my opinion, and then I'll just entertain the conversation because
so the conversation we was having.
you've already proven me as wrong. You know, Tou like to ask me my opinion, and before I even answer, he says
he's pre-proved already.
I tell you what the thing.
I'm wrong.
That's why I don't answer his questions. When he leaves with a question. So what you think about this? I ain't got time for this.
We're having a casual conversation today. Let's shoot.
So the conversation we was having off air went a bunch of different directions, right? And I'm struggling to remember like how we got there, but one of the things I know we talked about was like there's this kind of energy or moniker of elder women having an attraction to younger guys.
Oh shit.
What I said.
Oh shit. Here we go, P.
But let me. I want to clarify the statement. I'm just saying because they're younger guys. Part of it was, at least the articulation of it, is that younger men are more emotionally intelligent. They come to the table with a different understanding of masculinity, and it just works. It merges better in a relational context.
I think what we were talking about, I was having a conversation with this young man, a 27-year-old young man, about relationships and stuff like that, and I was able to point out that his generation, my daughter's generation, who's 18, it seems like they embrace relationships more than my generation. I'm 39, and then your generation too. It's more like a divisiveness, a hate for the other sex, in men, and women, where I get to the point where I be like, dang, do y'all like men or do y'all like women? Like y'all don't like women. Yeah. That seems to be something that's happening in our generation and above. And it seems like, which I hope is accurate, the younger generation seems to more so embrace and find value in having a partner and having a relationship. They showing it off. It's a part of their identity.
Let me ask you this.
Tou said, okay, I won't go there. Okay.
That was off-air conversation.
Pause. And then we went into a conversation where you said that probably has to do with, that's probably why a lot of the older women, like this whole conversation about older women wanting to date younger men because they have a higher emotional intelligence and et cetera, et cetera. Herb, you was about to say something?
I just want to pose a question before, y'all, get into it.
Before Tou give me my opinion.
Is that right?
You're welcome.
Is that a generational thing? Is that a generational thing, or is it just an age thing? Meaning, when we were 18, were we lovey-dovey, kissy face, and then we've gone through relationships and dealt with more people, and now we like
the same thing.
I'm kind of jaded with this
and
shit.
Our perspective might be warped of how we saw ourselves at 18 versus how we see ourselves today. Like that first love is first love, G. That should be pure and real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would imagine we was probably floating through the skies too. You know what I mean?
That's a good observation and something to think about. When I even mentioned it to the young man, which I was very, very happy to be talking to him because he seemed to have
emotionally intelligent.
Just even outside of not the emotionally intelligent, but he had a lot of his shit together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had role models. He was talking about his big brother. He was talking about his uncle. And things like that. And I was happy. I honestly was happy for black men. Like, okay,
that's what's up.
Good, we got somebody good, right?
The future might be bright.
Yes, that was the thought. And when I said I don't know how we got on topic, but I said yes, like men don't like women, and he was like, what? And I was like, no, I'm not saying that your generation. I'm saying that my age group and above they just seem to be clashing. Everybody's just choosing to be alone more so than going through the the back and forth or whatever you want to call it with having a relationship. And I don't know if it's to do with being jaded or if it's to do with being set in an age thing where you're already set in your ways, sort of a thing, and you're not really. That's what I think it is, honestly. I think that from a woman who dates men, it seems like older men are more set in their ways and not really flexible and willing to
Sure.
to budge, to see a different perspective, to learn something different, or to even accept feedback or thoughts sometimes from a woman.
You know, it's
Just from
interesting,
my
and I just thought
experience.
about it as we're having this conversation now. I saw a TikTok like clip maybe a week ago or so. I guess it was. I thought I sent it to you. Maybe I didn't. But it's just it's a dude,
Okay.
Jen, whatever, 18, 19. No, he was 28. He said his age. He was 28 years old, and he's talking, and he was talking about his disdain for Generation X men, my generation. And he was like, I don't have a problem with nobody in my community. I'm good with the women. I'm good with the children. I'm good with the YNs. I'm good with the gays. Well, he said the LGBTQ community. But I have a full disdain for Gen X men. I don't never come away with nothing of value from my engagement with Gen X men. And he was going, and I can't give it value. I can't justify what he said because I don't remember verbatim. But he was very articulate, right? I fully disagree with all the shit he was saying, but because he was so articulate, and because I know this is a prevailing thought, and this is a man talking about other men, so I downloaded the video or whatever, and I sent it to like 10 to 15 of my guys that I respect, guys that I have some reverence for. Hey man, how y'all feel about this? And be clear, this ain't just his thought. This is a thought that I've seen amongst younger kids than him, right? I wanted y'all opinions on it. And I ain't pressed my opinion or nothing. Of the 10 or whatever, however many responded, I was like, man, this is goofy as fuck. And here's why it's goofy as fuck. And I thought it was interesting. And it kind of lends to how I would approach even this conversation, right? And I think that was interesting. And I always say this. It's never just about how we engage on a one-on-one human level. I think the social dynamics of the energy of the moment dictate how we engage. That just is, right? So if you think about Gen X really specifically, we on the cusp of coming up out of the civil rights movement, right? The beginning of hip hop, right? We're seeing capital flow through our neighborhoods in ways that it has never flown through our neighborhoods, whether it be through crack or drug trades, ownership in music, the moment in time, all these new shits, right? And this very, very aggressive ass transactional, which I'm assuming didn't exist the previous generation because we coming about the civil rights. So the value sets is very different. And this is looming transactional behavior attached to just existing in this moment, right? Now, we're an interesting generation because we're tied to the boomers, and which is a radical generation in context of blackness, right? Because the boomers are the first generation of black people to ever make some fucking money.
Right.
Ever. Right? Then it's us. Then you invent the internet. And this shifts culture dramatically. Right? And this is when you get the emotionally intelligent, very sensitive rise of everybody's feelings matter. Right? The boomers definitely don't give a fuck about your feelings, whatsoever. Right? So here we are in the cusp of this. Right? We got a whole bunch of, I don't give a fuck about your feelings.
That's why everybody grandma be like, oh, you done gained a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Thanks, granny, down.
Yeah, but it puts us in perspective of being the middle child kind of shit. The connecting dots between these two radically different worlds. And we getting energy from both of them. Right? So we early on in that Gen X, hip hop, transactional, dope, all that shit. Right? 18, not even me being 18, but the old heads on my block being 18. Right? Driving cutlasses and shit.
Right.
They were the role models, but they're dope boys. Right? All the girls like the dope boys. They didn't really like the dope boys. They liked the lifestyle that the dope boys could provide. You know what I'm saying? So the value set of women being savage begins in a different kind of way. And then when the man responds to that, however he responds, because just the brand of masculinity and the brand of femininity, how they work. Right? We talk about all the time. You hear the words misogyny all the time. Right? But we can go walk in 99% of the rooms we know and say if misogyny is men hating women, then what is the opposite version of that word? Right? And nobody knows. You know what I mean? then and it's this idea. You just said a minute ago, nobody likes nobody, right? You said men don't like women and women don't like men. It's misandry, right? But where do we see that brand being promoted in the lexicon, though, that women don't like men? I'd argue the rise of strip club culture is about women not liking men. I could argue that. I could argue that very easily.
Did you watch Magic City, Doc?
No. It don't matter if I watch the doc or not. It's that culture that breeds that energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very manipulative, savage culture, right? And the women in there play on men's emotions the same way men play on women's emotions in relationships. Same shit. I want your money, this is how I'm going to get it. I want your box, this is how I'm going to get it. Very transactional, very service level. That's how we engage. And then you get judged for engaging that way. Then the next generation comes, and I don't think they right either. I think they're unhealthy too. But I think what's happening is that next generation of men specifically, not even specifically, I think the tide has turned. The man is much more sensitive and much more docile. The woman has become much more aggressive. And it's also about the social dynamic. Because coming up out of that baby boomer shit, granddaddy was there. It was men around in a real way until crack, until prison. Mm-hmm. But it was men shaping us. Right? You get to the internet, nigga, it ain't no men shaping him. So he's being raised, whether he's conscious of it or not, in a very feminine energy. So as an adult man, he's approaching the world from a very feminine space. But the woman that gets raised singly by a woman ain't adapting to femininity because she's a survivor. She's taking on a more aggressive male role. So when you meet another man who's showing up as a fucking man, this ain't gonna work. Mm-hmm. But when I meet the docile, emotionally intelligent guy, well, we can work this out. And he's comfortable there too. Because he's come on, say DC. Come on, say DC. Give me the word, E. Come on, say DC. You know the word. Say it with me. Come on, say DC. Fuck out of here.
So when you see that play out, like throughout relationships, and then you get to this point where men don't like women, women don't like men, it creates really no choice but a rise in bisexuality, homosexuality, transsexuality, like asexuality, because there's a lot of that too. Trisexuality, like I'll just try it once if you're down. Like it just you get to that space, and so we was looking at a piece that was talking about how a third of women between 18 and 28 in the United States, 1/3 of them are LGBTQ. And listen, you see data, it could be shocking sometimes.
A third of the women, I think it was age 18 to 28 or something, right? Yeah. Did you just say that?
I just said it.
Okay, my bad.
But no, I think for me that wasn't even, to me that's like a very low number. Like 1 out of 3 seemed very low. I'm more in the mind of like 2/3, 70 or 3/4 of women
are LGBTQ.
Yeah, at least a B. At least a B. Like, and I've thought that way for a long time. Like, I don't know. My experiences have.
It took me a minute. I had to figure out what you said. At least
what the B was.
I was, what the fuck is a B?
Are they boys?
Bitch.
Thoughts and opinions of Tucson Warner are his alone.
Yeah, what is a B?
Nah. But I've always thought that at least like 3/4 of women are bisexual. Would at least engage sexually with the woman. I don't think 3/4 of men would, but I think 3/4 of women.
I don't know, G. From the outside looking in, these days I'd put that on men too.
All right, cool. Fuck it.
I hate to say it like that, but
so that's why I wasn't surprised by the statistic. I'm like,
I might be fully wrong, and it might just be that feminine energy that's raised these dudes, but I don't see very much how I identify masculine energy. Mm-hmm. That shit is like almost extinct. Anecdotal data test over the next week. Anytime y'all out and y'all see black men in whatever capacity, working at the grocery store, just count how many of them you think is not on the spectrum.
Not on the spectrum is insane. Do you think they just stand out to you more because it's like that's like a
no?
I'm not even on no funny shit. I mean, like They stand out because they're different. And so you see,
but they're not different at this point.
That's what I'm saying.
They're abundant.
So you know how you get a new car?
And you start noticing
you start seeing that car every fucking
I've
where.
never driven in that car.
Even though yesterday you didn't see that car at all. You ain't never driven that car.
I've never driven that car in my life, and it's everywhere in the road.
The door's wide open.
God damn, how does everybody get this car?
Hey, shout out to Ali Sadiq, the comedian. He was talking about being in jail, accidentally checking into the gay unit, and the old school black cat told him, like, it's Cadillac over here. We don't do all that fighting and it's smooth. It's Cadillac. It's Cadillac. He said, I told him next morning, hey, last night all the doors in the Cadillac was open. I heard all the shit. He said, I don't like this. I gotta get out of here. I don't know, man. Like, it's just you see it play out. You see it play out in a lot of different ways. But I think finding that balance, finding that chemistry works, right, in a way.
Oh shit! This just dawned on me as you're talking. Part of what really upset me about the Joe Budden shit, and it speaks to this, right, was it was Mona who was willing to take a genuine stance on this construct. It was the Charlie Kirk shit and how it affected Jimmy Kimmel, and I think it was somebody else that they had pulled too. Somebody else got pulled for some shit like saying something about Charlie Kirk. And what Mona's response was like, man, we in the same fucking space. This is our job.
Is that why they was smoking Candace Owens? Finally?
I
they usually be with her.
This wasn't part of that
conversation. Okay.
But Mona was like, this is our space. It's our responsibility to stand in front of this. Mm-hmm. This is, if it ain't affecting nobody, it's affecting us. Mm-hmm. Which in turn made all them motherfuckers duck and tuck their tail. Right? And Mona was like, why the fuck are y'all ducking and tucking your tail? This is when you supposed to stand up.
This the time.
And their responses was like, yeah, somebody need to do something. If that ain't the most homosexual, most sensitive ass, most girly ass behavior set, right? This is the argument I have about our community as a whole, right? Specifically in regards to men, right? Y'all know how I move. So my wife used to call me neighborhood watch. Like, nigga, go in the house. No, nigga, this my block. Mm-hmm. This shit ain't going on my block. Now, you know the block. Mm-hmm. It's a gazillion motherfuckers over here. Mm-hmm. When the shit go down, it's me outside. Mm-hmm. That's whole shit. Which is why the 15 to 18-year-old nigga control your block. Because you can't stand in man polarity. Mm-hmm. Right? And it usually be a woman out there like, boy, stop. No, that ain't they role. Right? But if you ain't raised the motherfucker to think that this is he has the authority to do so, he stands down like
a responsibility.
And that's the thing. Actually, when I was talking to the young man, I was saying, like, man, it's really good that you have your brother, because he was speaking so highly of his brother, and then he was there with his uncle who was working on like plumbing, so he was I was asking him, like, how long you been working with him and those types of things. And I said, man, that's good, that you think like this, but you have OGs to look up to, and I was like, nowadays the OGs trying to be like y'all. Right. And he was like, he looked at me like,
but are those the OGs though, right? Yeah. Back to the difference in the abundance of the feminine man behavior, the feminine man archetype, right? Think about, we bring Uncle Walt here. He's 90 years old, 92 or some shit, right? Uncle Walt got a very stern disposition on a lot of shit. This what the fuck it is.
He very much gives, don't try it, Joe. Don't play with me.
92. The nigga tell, I'm the police in this house. Yeah. Bring your ass in here if you want to.
He the one that came on this show and gave the scenario, hey, somebody stick a gun in your face while you walk down Dark Alley and say, give me your shit. What's your choice? You got a choice here.
You got a choice here.
You got a choice. Well, most people like, I ain't have no choice.
No, you like, absolutely you got a choice.
Because they ain't taking my shit. So do what you going to do, because this is what I'm doing. What's up?
Right? So that's 92. You get to, I'm just, for lack of a better word, me, 50. Right? I assert like that, but I'm raised by Uncle Walt. Mm-hmm. I'm raised by my daddy. I'm raised by a tribe of dudes move and think like him. Mm-hmm. Right? And it creates a certain energy. Right? Yeah. I'm going to stand in front of this, and whatever the consequences is, well, then we just going to have to fucking deal with that part of it. Yeah. Right? But at some levels, that is kind of the anchoring point or the identifier of masculinity for me. Mm. Right? We go to Dr. Amos Wilson. Women come to the world with a womb, intrinsic value. Men have no intrinsic value. The only intrinsic value you have is the protection of the woman's womb. Period. If you don't have a definitive stand online, then you can't do that. Charlie Kirk, or having a word to say about Charlie Kirk and it threatens your livelihood, or it threatens your existence and you scared, you are not shit. You're not.
This is the castration of 2025.
Manhood, right?
That's how you castrate
You're being
25.
emasculated.
Yeah.
Right? But again, Mona's pushing. But let's be real. These are millionaire guys. If you their wife, what's your positioning? How do you think they should respond? Back to Minister Farakhan has a speech where he says, you can't marry no woman that thinks like a slave because she guaranteed to make you a slave. Right? And he tells a story about how when he met his wife, and this is just around their first apartment, he was like, she wanted this furniture and that furniture and that furniture, and I would have had to go in the credit card debt. No, we ain't doing none of that shit. You with me because you with me, and this is how we gonna live, because these are the standards for us to get to where we got to go to. That insatiable behavior or subset to slavery because you want things, I ain't going.
Right.
Either you gonna deal with me, or you gonna go out and be with the world. But this is my standard.
This is what we're going on over here. I don't know, man. I feel like it plays out in a lot of ways, and I do feel like there are some tie-ins to whether you talk about the queer statistics or you talk about the age dynamics of relationships. I do think there's some tie-in to those things. I don't think it's universal. You give me a hard time all the time about dating older, and for me, that's just I've always been like that. I didn't really always know why, but like I think back to my uncles and always called me an old soul. And like you just think much older than you are, and you want to do shit that's much beyond what people your age normally want to do. And so I think that's probably why I've also more often than not been attracted to women that was older than me, because they was just on some other shit, or maybe I did shit too soon, and it was like, yeah, well now by the time you on that, I'm on this, not on that's not interesting to me anymore. But it's an interesting dynamic when you try to think about it, like, well, how do these things play out? How do these things show up? And I think it's an organic thing. I think it's whatever. I don't think about it often unless I'm joking, but I can see some of the shit tying in.
I don't know if it's organic or systemic, right? Designed by said system. It's very interesting, y'all. Like, if we're looking at our government right now, right, and the radical nature of said government, we're walking towards some dangerous shit.
Well, yeah.
Right? Well, just check out, back to my philosophy, how government shapes behavior sets. You can't walk into no dangerous shit when you are faced with another group of dangerous motherfuckers. You're going to be hesitant to walk down that street.
It's different.
I don't give a fuck if you got a gun, if you know where you going. Everybody got guns too.
It's different.
You're going to think about it differently.
It's different.
Right? But if I can create a culture where I know I can walk down here slinging my dick and nobody does nothing, it's much easier for me to do so.
Yeah.
Now, shit flows downhill. We're at the bottom of the social, economic, any fucking totem pole, we at the bottom of it. So you dilute money. Money has lost value over the last 5 years. The dollar has decreased 25%. 5 years. That's amazingly aggressive. Right? That's $100,000 a day was $130,000 5 years ago. Right? Economic power diluted. Makes you a bitch if you've been yielding economic power as your sense of power. Right? Academics and education and intellect, school systems, dumbed down. If you were using or wielding intellect as your form of power, we've done this shit down for the last 30 years. So even at the hilt of this shit, you stupid. You can't outthink the 60-year-old motherfucker because he dumbs your shit down. Even at your height. Because the system has dumbed this down. Right? Healthcare, food. What's that? World Star. I used to always trip watching World Star because it was all these knockout videos. And I was a fighting little nigga when I was shorty. It was rare as fuck to see a nigga get knocked out.
Yeah.
It was rare as fuck to see somebody get knocked out. So I used to watch World Star like, how is these niggas just getting knocked out on one hit of quitters? I mean, either these niggas are super powerful or something's wrong with their nutrition.
I think the answer to that is yes. you said earlier that the internet changed culture. It changed everything, right? So, no, if you talking about, how many niggas you saw get knocked out on 95th over a given time period, it's not going to be very many. But if you're talking about how many niggas get knocked out in the whole world over a given time period, then it's like, there's a lot of niggas getting knocked out, but it's not really. The videos just go fucking viral, right? You still don't walk down the street and see niggas get put to sleep often. But when somebody gets put to sleep here or in Arkansas or in Belgium, there's videos like, look at this shit.
Surely, but even stylistically, I've seen niggas get knocked out.
Sure.
But they was fighting before they got knocked out. You took 16 of these before you.
No, I'm saying some one-hitter quitters, Joe.
I'm not saying they don't exist, but the one-hitter quitter nigga is notable.
Oh yeah, he's him.
Oh, he's him. Leave him the fuck alone.
Yeah, facts.
Folks heavy-headed, Jay. Leave him alone.
Shout out to my nigga Harold Tench. He used to always be like, every time we used to go out and get into it, we was deep with the guys, he'd be like, swear to God, this is his line. Your best 5, come with me. So it's like 15 of them, 15 of us. Harold pop up the front. Your best 5, come with me. Like he was on that. Like he couldn't wait, because I'm going to clean y'all 2 up off GP, Bink, and then I'm still big. And like you know what I'm saying? So I've seen the one-hitter quitters.
But it's a rare thing.
Yeah, no, it's rare. It's rare.
Right. But and it ain't. We talked to Sadiq, G. By the time you 18, you showing signs of heart disease. Yeah. Was that the same in 1976?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. And does that have a value? Does that change shit? Sure. We can look at just the build of the shorties, G. Mm-hmm. Right. They wear skinny jeans at 25. You not like me, bro. Nobody in my neighborhood can fit skinny jeans at 25.
They wear skinny jeans at 40.
My point, like, we had a chest. We had thick thighs. We were doing shit. You understand? We carried shit. Okay. We worked on shit.
Okay.
We ran.
Let's start there.
Shit that was happening. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Right? Sports was a thing. You can go past any park in Chicago. There's people there. Okay. They ain't there today.
Now I get why you use that age demographic specifically.
Right.
Yeah, you're supposed to be outside doing that kind of shit.
Doing shit.
Yeah.
So at every level, you're getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And the power is getting more and more aggressive.
Yeah. Can a woman who's gained a reputation of being very generous with her box,
community box, if you say so,
a hoe, if you will.
I didn't say that. I said community.
Not my language.
I'm a man of the people.
Y'all know that ain't my language. But I'm just saying. I want to speak to
these hookers.
I want to speak to a way that people understand.
Slurs.
Right? If she's been labeled as such,
a slur.
Can she rebrand
her box?
Can she rebrand herself?
She would start with the box.
Can she rebrand herself in a way it's like, yeah, no, nobody calls me Loose Leslie no more. Right? Nobody calls me that no more. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't never seen a hooker rebrand herself?
I think you have to move.
Well, that's part of the rebranding.
Yeah, I think you have to move.
I don't know me on the low end. They do not know me in the hundred.
I don't think you got to move some more. Like you got to like pop up in like Portland as a virgin and a Jesus freak. Like you got to pop up like that, and then one day a nigga from the hood pop up out there in the Northwest like, oh shit, she out there married with some sucker nigga. He's here at the table.
I think we got to start giving grace though. Like our community is so dysfunctional, right? Mm-hmm. We dysfunctional, and this ain't the 50s, right?
I'm asking because old girl Drea Michelle. She, if I'm not mistaken, she's the one that got with the young boy from Houston Rockets, right?
Yeah, that's her.
All right,
Jalen.
Right, Jalen Green. They had a baby or whatever. Cool. So people still view her though as industry chick, whatever. Rapper, hopper, or whatever, right? She was recently saying like, yeah, no, I ain't been on no whole shit in 2 or 3 years, so I'm off. That label ain't on me no more. I'm good now. Is that a thing for anybody other than Jalen Green?
So I don't think it's Jalen Green. Well, I heard what you're saying.
She said that before?
I don't know, but I struggle, right? Because I think there's levels to whoredom.
I agree.
Right? And I think that level of horror is branded forever. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason for that. And it ain't even about your bodies. That ain't the conversation for me.
Yeah, and I always think that's a silly conversation, question.
It's about your intent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a different thing. Like, you know, you might not. Kim Kardashian is a great example, right? If we know the totality of her sexual history, it ain't really a lot. If you really,
I think it's the embrace of it.
What you mean?
I think
how they lean into they hold them.
I think they lean into it, and then once you lean into it, they try to act like
Right.
that was how you made it here.
It's like Rabbit saying, "I'm a white guy in what is it, 9 Mile." What's your favorite rapper? What's the movie he made? 8 Mile.
Anyway, P.
And wait, say it on the rap stage. I already said it.
It's been your claim to fame. It's been your claim to fame for all these years. You never denied anything. You never.
Right.
It wasn't. I'm not gonna say it wasn't an embrace, but it wasn't a denial.
Right.
So how can I step in and respect you? Or I mean,
yeah.
In that capacity, when you didn't.
I think
it's tough. If you not in denial, you own it. I gotta respect that.
I think it's tough because you look at like strippers, and I look at strippers like almost
Whores? Like whores?
Not even strippers. I didn't even mean strippers. I actually meant porn stars.
I'm asking questions. I don't know.
No, I actually meant porn stars. I was literally thinking porn stars. But I look at porn stars like I look at like the guys coming home. I look at them like returning citizens. Like, okay, you went through your porn career, you had your good 10-year run or however long this body and skill lasted, and now you coming out of that and it's like, well, how do I re-enter society as something other than the woman that everybody has seen do this, that, and the third for a decade to anybody with a check? I feel like I can be like, okay, whatever, but I can see it being tough.
But that's different. We talk about somebody that ain't had that come to the light moment.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just feel like, who does it matter to? Like, after a while,
I know it matters.
to who?
If I'm the one you're trying to date, to me.
Yeah, but if the one that you're trying to date
It's trying to date you too.
is trying to date you too,
Then it's good.
Well, I guess you got a point in that manner, right? But that, and I also think this is part of that social shit, right? Again, in my opinion, and through even when we break down what the feminine and the masculine energies represent, there's a freedom to the feminine, right? There's an insatiability to the free. It's free flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Just the feminine energy. The masculine is a little more rigid, a little more restrained, a little straight and narrow. It is the definitions of both of those energies. Those are part of those elements. Now, mind you, the man has the masculine and the feminine, the woman has the masculine and the feminine. But in context to certain shit, my ego just can't take it. I'm gonna just keep it a beam. You know what I mean? My ego can't take that. And the rigidity of my standard would apply to the decisions you've made.
Like,
it just would.
So I'm very like,
right. You can't go to the job and erase your resume history, your work history. No, nigga, you did that.
your whole facts is
You did that.
It carries on.
And it dictates how far you can go in the corporate space, because your decisions, your past decisions, dictate your future outcomes. It just is.
I struggle with it because I don't want to make relationships that transactional. I also don't want a partner who doesn't know how to fuck, and I don't know how you learn how to fuck without fucking.
Well, that's kind. You don't need a camera, a cast, a crew. You don't need, No,
I'm not just talking about.
What the fuck is we talking about?
I'm not just talking about porn stars. I'm talking about regular women too. But if I just
fuck dude a bunch of times, you don't got to fuck every dude a bunch of times. Just fuck that dude a bunch of times.
no, now you just know how to fuck him. I'm not him.
Okay.
We don't have the same.
Well,
we don't have the same equipment.
But even
we don't have the same tendencies. We don't have the same kinks. We don't have the same none of that shit.
That's all good. Now I just got a different idea around sex and good sex than you do in that regard anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, for me, it's not the act of, it's the emotion of, it's the relationship too.
Yeah, no, that's
which would change anything in the first place.
That's complete bullshit.
That's all good, but that's my perspective, right?
That's cool.
How I would even approach that thought process.
And I get that on
if she like me better than you, she gonna do me better than you.
Sure, right? But then there's still skill to this though.
Yeah. Be insatiable about me, and we'll figure that out.
Cool.
Yeah, because sometimes,
What?
I do feel like the skill comes from the like.
They do.
The skill comes from the level of like.
They do.
I feel like the willingness comes from the level of like. The skill is still. I've
Sometimes
never
you gotta
actually
do
put
no
this way
tricks at
down
all.
there. Like I've never. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never actually hung my head off the bed and been face fucked relentlessly.
Yeah, but if she likes me and that's what I'm on, let's do it.
Huh?
That's more like kinky though.
That's what I'm saying. So Buddy might not have had no desire to do that. I do. You know what I'm saying?
But even in I think correct me if I'm wrong, even in the value of how we quantify good,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
You could do all those things with a woman that you like. This ain't nothing. Because we don't have that kind of connectivity, I still can slut you out any kind of way I want to.
Yeah,
but
no.
it's just a process of actions instead of a real connectivity.
I disagree. Because for me, while doing those things, right? While doing those things, there is a connectivity here of not just, oh, you just bust like there's a connectivity here of like you giving yourself to me in a way that's like, this is actually cool. This is we like mentally engaged. We're mentally fucking, right? Not just you trying to physically fuck me going crazy and mentally we in two totally different spaces. Now P is pissed off again, right? This is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the connection on all the levels.
Here's something that might be very interesting though, right? Based on those two different age brackets that we lie in.
Mm-hmm.
Early on in life, my perspective would have been the woman I like, I don't even want to do that to.
Yeah, I know. A lot of men still have that perspective. And a lot of their women still want to be slutted out.
I'm not talking about the women, I'm talking about the male behavior and the boundaries and the philosophy behind the whys.
And that's what I'm saying, this is the problem, right?
You are. But
Yeah,
I'm saying it relates to the totality of how we're having this conversation, if you can see the connecting lines.
Yeah, but I'm just on the other side of it. I think that's wrong. I think that you have this idea like, oh, this woman I like, this woman I actually value. So no, I don't want to whatever her, right? And it's like
Madonna complex.
Well,
we can attach all the labels we want to it.
She may still
She
enjoy
might
that.
want that. Fine.
Right. But because you hold her in such regard, you won't do that, and then what?
But that ain't about her though. That's about me.
Exactly.
That's what I was about to say. Or she may not want that because when you said something about I never had my head hanging over the bed and okay, true, you could still have a connection there, but that's not something that a woman, the typical woman, I think, would be doing with everybody every time, whether you know you want it or not. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
That comes from the connectivity. Being able to do that and have that moment, I think, comes from the connectivity that you have with that person, and y'all just so happen to align on how y'all like y'all intimacy.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. But I also think there's a certain level of like sexual energy that a person would have at any point, whether they was actually doing this type of shit or not. Like there's a level of sexual energy that they've had, and I don't know that you just pull it out of nowhere. I do think every woman has a door, like a lock that needs to be unlocked, and if you find that key, it is cracking.
I think it's interesting because, and this telling my business a little bit, but you know, we here now, so whatever. But I remember at a point where I was kind of like on the end that you talking about her, like years ago when I was like with my daughter's father, I wanted to do more, but he wouldn't do that. And then when I caught him cheating, he was doing all the stuff. But when I asked him for certain things, he'd be like, I'm not doing that to you. Like,
right.
Ugh.
Not to you, because I love you.
I'm not doing that, you know. But then he was doing that with
I would never do that to you.
the
I love
person
you.
that he was cheating on me.
Why would I choke
with.
you or smack your ass?
But then, like now, like in my age now, I was thinking about this the other day actually. Like, I don't know how I would feel about the person that I love and hold so dear to my heart trying to slut me out. Like for real, like in that way. I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, You know, like I don't know if I would.
It's a
I
full.
like the sweet soft.
All the time?
No, real shit though, right? It's a full difference in perspective based on the act versus the emotion. We're not having the same conversation.
I'm telling you, we are.
No, we're not.
You just disagree. We are having the same conversation.
Listen to me. Let me get my point out, though. We're not having the same conversation. Okay. And the reason why I say it's a connecting dot to all the other conversations we have, because it is blaring to me, right? So on one hand, we're having this conversation of, and I'm only using this in context of how we're having this conversation. He says, these men are, i.e., emotionally intelligent, and these men are, savages, or this, that, and the third, or whatever.
Sure.
If we break down the value aspects, the man of my era who says, I respect this woman, so I'm not going to do X, Y, Z, right? But to the point that we were saying about good sex, is that an act or or an emotion, right? In that man's mind, and I'm not saying the woman don't want to get slut. I don't know. I can't speak to every woman. I don't know.
Yeah, there's no one size fit all.
It's no one size fit all, but the concept of good sex is, from that man's perspective, is deep in his emotion. It's not deep in the act. So when I go out here with this ratchet or loose woman who I don't want, I can do the act and I can do the slut shit because I don't have that rapport. You said no.
I'm saying no for me.
No, fine. What I'm saying is the rigidity of masculinity. That's the argument I was making. Versus the looseness of femininity. That they are energies and that are what they represent. The rigidity of masculinity. In his masculine, the woman I care for. I care for means something. The value of this is I protect you at all cost, even if it's from your ass. You understand what I'm saying? As we move away from that rigidity, and all genders operate in that fluidity, I do not. It's just open to do whatever. Right? So the slut, I'm going to treat like a slut. The one I love, I'm going to also treat like a slut. Now, you can say the woman wants to be treated like this, but she's also, I don't want to say victim, I can't think of no other word, but she's a
sexually free?
No, I'm not, let me finish. She's a part of this social standard.
Victim.
She's in that same distance or separation from masculine rigidity. She's in a very more fluid space. And I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm saying those are the connecting dots between difference, though. They really are. Most dudes that I came up with, it wasn't that the dude wasn't going to do all the nasty shit. But the woman he liked that he wanted to hold hands with and walk down the street with and show his friends to, no. We ain't treating her like Kizzy from Princeton Park. Just keeping it a bean.
Okay.
Total different view of those women.
Without using names from my neighborhood growing up, wild as hell. That woman's married with children now.
Bless her heart. But she was community.
Did you say that hell married with children?
Yeah, I didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
I did not say that.
Verbatim.
I said that woman. I said that woman. I did not say that. I said that woman is married with children. Y'all go back and just rewind a little bit. Tell me if I said that hoe or that woman. They lied on me.
So I said, bitch.
Again, what I'm saying is, G, like, even today, like, if I'm gonna go nail something random just because, this doesn't have to be like it's not gonna be that experience. I'm not comfortable to go there with you. I'm not even comfortable acting crazy with you or going wild with you. I don't even know why I'm doing this.
I'm gonna use
I was
your
busting
own
up and
argument.
be disappointed in myself and leave.
I'm gonna use your own argument that you leveraged earlier in this conversation.
Okay.
It also leads to the bisexuality, the trisexuality, because it's just an act.
You missed what I said. I just said I wouldn't do none of this wild shit with the randoms.
Hear what I'm saying? In the argument you was making earlier about when we just talked about the social dynamics, it could possibly lead to the
Yes, I'm talking about the men don't like women, women don't like men. That's what I was talking about.
Fine. What I'm saying is part of the dislike is they're showing up in the same polarity. That's the argument I've been making the whole conversation. They're showing up in opposites of their natural polarities. They're showing, and they're in denial of their actual polarities.
I don't know what that has to do with how they like to have sex.
Okay.
All right. What do you do when you get into a relationship with somebody and their emotional feelings are advancing faster than yours? When you think y'all just casually hanging out, getting to know each other, whatever, and they think y'all talking. What is one to do in said situation?
What you do first is
Okay.
you go to your iTunes.
Go to your iTunes.
And you bust out the best record of
2025.
2025.
Record of the
You
year.
started and you say,
He really loved the song.
and you just let the first line play.
Okay. You trying to date.
That's my bad.
I'm sorry.
What? You was trying to date. That's my bad. It is fucking great.
Somewhere we got our wires crossed.
Oh, you was trying to date. That's my bad.
That's my bad.
I thought it was innocent with benefits, but you was thinking namesake. Go to search.
Okay.
Same
Cut it off.
That's why you have to be clear about what you want.
I don't know that people be accepting the truth. And I think sometimes people be delusional. And I think sometimes people be love bombing. Like, if we ain't had no conversation to say we was advancing from I got your phone number to whatever you think this is now, then we haven't done that. I don't know how people get to this space where they like way ahead of where the other person is.
Shout out to E. Like, I talk a lot of shit about E, but I've been in a space of soul searching.
Mm-hmm.
I'm therapizing myself at least twice a week daily.
Okay. Smart is crazy.
That's where you went wrong. Therapizing yourself. Let's start there. But let me let you finish your.
I'm honest when I look
finish
in the
your
mirror.
thought.
E. Listen,
Go ahead.
I ask myself the real questions, the hard pressing questions.
Should I or should not?
Should I? Do I think this? Why do you think that?
Why not?
No, but we used to, it's even the clip of it, right? We was laughing. He was like, have any of you all ever been intentional about yada, yada, yada? And we was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Who does that?
Who does that stupid shit, right? And this ain't even context to just dating. It's just about life, right? And if you're not intentional, you don't end up where you're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? So in a lot of ways, I can fully see. Don't go too far. I'll never give you credit again. So
Don't go too far. I'll never
There
give you
you
credit
go.
again.
Intentional about life.
if you're not intentional, you just end up on a journey, right? And with no real destination. So just because I'm the kind of nigga I am, great in my essence, in general, you know what I'm saying? If a woman got to experience my greatness, she would like that. I mean, what the fuck could she do but like it?
So I say thumbs down to you and E. I think
Keep driving records, bitch!
no. I think the value is in the journey. And I think we always looking ahead so far ahead to the destination. It's like, oh, I want to get married. Okay, well, the only way to do that is if we have a good day today. And if we have a good day today, I'll be a lot more likely to want to hang out with you tomorrow. If we stack enough of those days, eventually our asses will be married. But if you were in here at week 1 and you thinking marriage and I'm thinking, can we get tacos? Bitch, we're not getting anywhere.
Intentionality don't necessarily mean marriage. I do agree with you. The value is in the journey. But have intentionality of who you want to be, where you see yourself.
Cool.
So even if you just going to take the journey, align yourself to a road that might get you there.
Yeah, but nobody has any idea what road might get them there. So you attach yourself to
If I know I want to go to St. Louis, nigga,
I mean,
it's
sorry.
only certain roads.
Sorry, I
I
wasn't saying shit.
No, it ain't the same way. It's Detroit. Nah. No, I don't give a fuck. Go ahead.
You thought you ate right there?
I don't know.
No. All you're going to end up doing is attaching yourself to somebody. As soon as you think they are worthy or the person, then you start moving a certain way with them, thinking, oh, I can influence them to be this way because this is where I'm trying to go. Maybe they're not trying to go there. They're trying to be here with you and enjoy today. And if you enjoy that person today, but you start seeing, oh, well, maybe I don't see this thing, or maybe I can't influence them to go this way, and it's like, then you just blow up the whole thing. It's like, okay, cool.
That's a controlling kind of.
Yeah, but I think when you're so intentional about where you're trying to go, you do start to control. You want to drive the car. St. Louis is that way. Like, what are you talking about? St. Louis, Chicago? What the fuck are you talking about?
No,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think you can have an understanding of like what you want for yourself, what you want for life. It might not necessarily be marriage, or it might not necessarily even be something serious, but you know how you want to feel, you know the
Sure.
type of environment that you want to be, and you can still be intentional about aligning yourself with that type of person.
I think you can be
For
intentional
instance-
about aligning yourself with the authentic version of you, right? So I can be my authentic self, and theoretically that will lead me to a person that I'm aligned with in my authenticity. Not so much I'm intentionally dating this person, that person, and I'm trying to steer this thing this way. I'm just showing up
It's not
as
about
me.
steering, it's about knowing what you want and knowing where you're going, and as you're going along with these 2 or 3 different people, you kind of, figure out based on what it is that you want, which road you're going to go down. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I don't think it has. I think when you talk about somebody trying to force the situation or trying to be like steadfast on this is what I want and this is how I'm going to get it, that can be a little immature. Maybe a person is a little bit less mature or less emotionally intelligent, since we talk about that word, as they might have thought they could be. That might have been like a thinking that I had in my younger years, but then you kind of just figure out really that you just kind of gotta like take care of yourself, understand what you want, which I think is the intentionality. Like me right now, I could be like, well, I know what I want and I know what I don't want. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't need nobody to fit that narrative.
Right.
I know that I'll just find or fall in place with the person that is gonna eventually, align with what it is that I want.
Can I
Now I'm
follow
not
up?
gonna waste no hella time with that,
Mhm.
with a person that's not. I'm gonna be able to seek it out. Hence the story I was telling
Mhm.
before,
Right,
off camera.
Right.
So
Right.
it's not about like forcing it.
I think once you find yourself and are able to fall in love with that version of yourself, it makes it very easy to show up every day as that person. And it also makes it easier to not be distracted, not be sidetracked, or not be pushed and pulled in a lot of different ways that doesn't fit that person.
I agree.
Even if you really like the person, even if you love the person, it's like, I really like you, I love you even, but you pulling me away from who I am and who I want to be. And I don't want to do that. But I'm saying through the journey though, I think the value is always in the journey, and we be so locked in on the destination. We be so locked in on the multi-bedroom house and the 3-car garage and the picket fence and the dog, right? And it's like, perhaps, like, I'm actually enjoying you right now. I actually think you're a really cool person to spend time with and hang out, and I'm learning from you, you're learning from me, but like, you spinning me with the fucking 2.5 kids shit already. Like, pipe down.
I think depth is important too, though, G. Like, based off your last statement, I agree with everything you said.
Mhm.
But that's the context of intentionality I'm speaking from,
Mhm.
right? And even when I brought it up, like, I ain't no bullshit in therapizing myself when going to session with me, right?
Mhm.
I'm having these kind of conversations. They're not about relationship. They're about the intentionality of the journey that Tucson wants to walk to be the best Tucson.
Mhm.
So it's not a relationship even context. And I'm not bullshitting. This is a real thing. This is a real process I've been going through. And it's mainly about professional Tucson, right? But even how professional Tucson shows up dictates how personal Tucson shows up. Because there's things that I want, right? There's roads I want to walk, right? And it ain't even about the outcomes of those roads. I want to journey those roads.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I got to have some level of intentionality because I ain't journeyed them yet. Right, so no matter how good I am and how aligned I am with whatever skill set I got,
Mhm.
it ain't brought me to this road that I at least want to visit. So how do I intentionally put my motherfucking feet on that road?
Mhm.
Right, and whatever comes with that comes with that. That is the journey process. I'm with all that.
Mhm.
But I want to intentionally focus my energies to figure out how the fuck I get to the roads I say I want to travel.
So do that mean when somebody is in their head more advanced in this space than you have gotten to, you like, hey, you bail out, like homie in the song, like you're trying to date, and I was just trying to date.
No, they bail out. It ain't got nothing to do with me. And again, I ain't even talking about the relationship context.
I don't
right?
think they're gonna bail out.
Well, that's on them, right? But the reality of it is, I'm going this fucking way, right? And you can ride with me to the next stop, or you can ride with me to the end of the journey. That's up to your ass. I'm going this motherfucking way.
Right.
right? And we can enjoy each other to each stop until you get off and no hard feelings. But I'm going this fucking way.
Okay, so that's a different kind of intentionality, right? That's just being intentional about where the fuck I'm going, right? And that's not being intentional about who the fuck I'm going with. You can come and drag your ass along, but I'm going this way. Versus, I know I'm going this way, so the moment I realize your GPS is off, you got to get the fuck out the car, or I'm getting the fuck out the car.
And this might even be harsher too.
Mm-hmm.
My intentionality ain't got nothing to do with nobody but me.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever decision you make per this ride, per this business, that's on you, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
How it affects you is on you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it sounds selfish and it sounds like, but no, it ain't.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I want to walk these paths. You know what I'm saying? How do I get to these paths? And it's just like anything else. I want you. Great example, G. You might not recognize this, but PE will. Okay. We all got kids, right? And for the duration of most of our journeys with our kids, we've shaped their steps.
I posted my oldest son on the ground.
Man, fuck you, Joe. I saw that shit you did.
See me post my oldest son?
It was cute. It's my oldest boy right here.
It's my oldest boy.
Can't be missing my braids and shit. But in that journey of shaping the lives of our children, they walk lockstep with us. Mm-hmm. But as they get older, they about to fly. Mm-hmm. And you ain't got no control over that shit. And you got to learn to accept that. But as a parent, you want to go where they going. These is my babies.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
But the reality of it is, man, they got their own journey to journey.
That's real. That's real. Definitely a different attachment.
And no matter what you want, it ain't going to play that way.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
I can't dig that. Anything else, we got to slap. Hey, don't date people unless they're dating you.
Oh, my bad? That's the greatest line ever. Oh, you said date. Oh, my bad.
That's all you can say after that point. It's like, oh, my bad. I thought, shit, I didn't know.
That's a hilarious line. I've been coming up, we got to get a new theme song, G. We lost our homie, Eastside Crackhead. Right, but you got to understand, the impact that song had on every show we do.
Man, it was
But I've been running into a bunch of them lately. We got to decide which one is going to be ours. Because there's a bunch of them out there.
Hey, we can switch it up. We definitely just play Eastside Crackhead every time. Shout out to all the official dirtbags, man. Y'all been at the top of my mind lately. So just shout out to y'all for being a lot of y'all day ones and shit. But greatly appreciate y'all. We do have to slide. Hope y'all enjoyed the conversation today. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share with at least one person. We'll be back here next week for another conversation. Also, if you happen to miss the conversation with Trez, owner of Sip and Saber, make sure y'all go back and catch that conversation as well. We had that conversation right after they had the unfortunate break-in and the community kind of rallying around them. Trez came through and chopped it up with us in the studio. So if y'all missed that one, go back and check that one out. We gotta slide. Shout out to P for doing all the hard work behind the camera. Shout out to E40 for constantly shifting the energy in the space with all of her authenticity and space taking upness. That's two. I'm Herb.
Space taking
Y'all be good to each other.
Slav like
Peace.
Oh,
I'm here.
Bad. Oh, my bad.
Come on, say these.
Come on, say these.